What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFSU University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by
Tyler.
And it is a buddy cast this week. This is topic 2, but before we jump into our topic, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor this week, and that is TCG Player / TCG University. Maybe we don't know if we have the URL, but
it is.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, were you talking about Patreon?
No, the TCG.
It is
the TCG Player.
The TCG Player is TCG University.
Let's go. TCG Player / TCG University. We have started a TCG Player in order to help fund our UFS adventures, trying to get more products, as well as put our extra cards from our playgroups in your hands, the good people. So if you want to go out into the TCG Player, give it a look. It's a fantastic way to support the show without having to jump on Patreon and do all that jazz. Plus, you get stuff out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So topic 2 of the week is going to be... before the start of the cast, I asked Tyler 4 or 5, and he said 4. So what I want to do is I want to go through the standard relevant 4-diff attacks, and I kind of want to weigh them. So we're just going to scroll through UFS Ultra, and you can do this at home and read cards with us if you want. And we're going to stop at some cards, we're going to look them up, and we're going to talk about what makes them good and what possibly makes them bad or unfair or something like that. We're probably going to keep it a little more on the this is why this card's good. Down in the comments below, if you want us to analyze a very specific 4-diff attack, by all means, leave it in the comments down below, and we can certainly have a conversation about it. I want to do this thing. How do I switch this?
I have no idea. I don't even know how you do that.
Lame. So we're not going to be doing Soul Calibur just because we don't have enough play experience with the set, and we're also not going to do the 10 cards because they're rotating very soon. So we're actually in this weird middle ether between sets. Is that fine with you?
Yeah. I also don't know if there's anything really down there. Maybe Soul Fist, only because I was playing it.
Yeah. that one time.
Right.
So yeah. I'm just gonna scroll, and if you see anything, just stop and jump in.
Leaping Elbow Smash.
You think Leaping Elbow Smash is?
I think it's pretty
good,
alright.
Bad?
I think it's pretty good. I was seeing it's Jake played it in a Vicious deck, and I don't know. I thought it was working really well. I think it says you flip a foundation, and then if they block you discard. It's in that Vicious, it was I'm going to give it +2 speed. Block it, and it'll discard, or don't block it, I'm going to draw a card.
Yeah, I think the fact that, once again, we talked about this in the last episode, it gives your opponent a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And flip a foundation, it does not say a ready foundation, so it can be one that you've already committed.
Yeah.
So flip a committed foundation, and then it gives them the choice, so all of your if blocked, when blocked, if not blocked effects can trigger. I like that. It's got a 1 mid block. I think that's very good.
And then I'm going to discard a card, ready these 2 foundations.
Yeah.
And just go off again.
Especially because the foundation that you flipped was probably committed.
Yep.
And so you just discard a card to ready it. It's incredible and vicious. I think the one that I want to talk about is Spiral Divinia. This is a Jetta card. It's a 4/3/2 mid block, 4 high for 4 weapon reversal EX2. It says that you get to draw a card pretty much for free in anything that's not Jetta. And then at deadlock, you look at one of the cards in their hand and get rid of it. You look at their hand, and that's so strong. That's so incredibly strong. If you have 2 of these follow in while they're in deadlock, you pretty much win. If 2 of these plus a finisher, it's over.
Yeah.
2 of these in a From Hell, it's over. There's nothing they can do about it.
Also, just on reversal, I'm going to look at your hand and stop your kill turn.
Yeah, or on reversal, it'll either get damage or I'll draw a card for more blocks. That's very, very good. It's very, very good. I actually think all 3 of Ken's kicks are really good. The IKW, Kirabushi kick, and then Violent Shuriken. I think all 4 of those could easily be played, and the fact that 2 of the 4 of them are 4 damage attacks under all means that I think that Devora under all might actually have some legs at some point.
Yeah.
Violent Shuriken being able to enhance removal momentum, add a not over yet to your hand under all is very, very good in Devora.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to play these long kick 4 damage strings under all, it's something I've thought about, but I don't know. There's something about Devora that's still got me a little iffy. I think she's cool, but she's not quite there. Sweet Chainsaw Music. This card's insane. This card's actually nuts if you're playing any sort of flash deck. Remove X momentum to add X flash attacks from discard pile to your hand. this is on block tutor a kill turn.
Yeah, I think you're only playing it in Vicious though. I think. So I want to talk about Thundering Impact.
Oh yeah, Thundering Impact.
Yeah,
It's a 4/3 2 high block, 3 high for 4. Throw, deadlock, powerful, slam, EX1.
Mm-hmm.
If this attack speed is greater than printed, it gets +3 damage.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
It's like I was playing this in Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was crazy in Blanca.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice throw that I'm just gonna give it a little bit of. I only need to give it 1 speed.
Yeah.
And then
It has EX1 as well. If you need it.
Yeah. It's like if you cancel that speed or do something to it, I still have an out. I just think it's a cool card. I also think it's gonna get really good in this next set.
Under Evil, you can play Static Buildup. If they don't have a card in their card pool, you just give it a free stat.
Yeah.
And under Vega, whenever you're at Desperation, you give it a free stat. That's what Phil Birch was doing with this card.
Yeah.
To just generate free momentum for coffee zombies or whatnot.
Absolutely.
I think the card is very impactful. I'm not positive. I think you have to if you don't inherently give speed on a very readily available, I almost say like your character. Like if your character doesn't give speed, you probably shouldn't play this card though.
Absolutely. I think it definitely is it's a situational card, but I think it's a very good, it's a sort of all around situational card.
I think Faye would play this card very well as well.
Yeah.
It's got the good symbol. You can flip a 3 on top and give it +2 speed to then trigger its ability. Or you can flip a non-block, add it to momentum, EX1, trigger its ability.
Yeah.
So I think Faye can play this card very well. The next card that Faye can play really well, we're going to move on to Flip Cat. I think Flip Cat's an incredible card, so much so that it's a win condition in some decks.
I agree.
I think, and I've been quoted on this podcast, I still don't think Flip Cat is as good as something like Windmill Punch as like a 5-diff. I
don't either.
Or I don't even think it's as good as the next card we're about to talk about. But I feel like Flip Cat is okay enough by itself to be a card you have to think about when you're fighting.
Yeah.
And that's really like what this list is.
I mean, it is just like I'm going to give it +5 damage for having 2 momentum is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like just having the 2 momentum gives it +5 damage, and then I'm going to EX.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good.
It's an 8 damage attack for the same reason that like Nutcracker is an 8 damage attack.
Yep.
Like you could say Nutcracker and Flip Cat are in the same league, just because of its how fast is Flip Cat if we have momentum? It's got EX3. We probably have 3 momentum, so it's
we do have 3 momentum.
We do have 3 momentum, so it's 12 mid for 8, and Nutcracker also has EX3. And
yeah.
So
I kind of actually want to say that Nutcracker isn't as good as Flip Cat, only because it builds itself its momentum and it's guaranteed the +5 damage, whereas like Nutcracker is only good if your opponent has a penis.
I disagree with that because of the fact that Nutcracker draws you a card and has Breaker 2 on it.
I misspoke when I said only good, but I think
you get full value out of it when you're fighting a male character.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I think that isn't as common as it used to be.
Hand Cannon. Hand Cannon has a static ability on it, and so it's very good. It has a static ability that affects my opponent while it exists in the card pool, so it's good. That's the reason that card's good. I think the discard ready +2 speed is not that great. It's
not all, but I get to add this card in my card pool for free.
Sometimes if you're playing in the life symbol.
Right. Which I think that's like... It's like if you add it into the deck, you do the Overpositor... Or, not Overpositor, Insect Puppeteer.
Insect Puppeteer, yep.
Hand Cannon thing. But if you're just playing like... I think really the only other deck could be played in is like Jackie.
How do you feel about 4-diff 2 checks?
If they're good enough.
So like statistic ways is the next one that I want to talk about. It's a 4-2, 1 mid block, 5 mid for 4. I think this totally justifies a 4-2.
I agree.
Especially with it has multiple 2. You can lose 2 to increase the multiple rating, and Deadlock Desperation increase the multiple rating, like...
Yeah. 5 speed attacks is really good.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, it can be 6 5 speed attacks. It can be, right? No, it'd be 7.
It's how?
2, 2, 2. It has multiple to itself. You don't use the first D. You deadlock enhance, or you multiple to. Sorry, you deadlock enhance, you desperation enhance, and then multiple to.
Yeah.
Or I guess it'd be multiple.
I guess I wasn't.
Whatever.
I wasn't super paying attention to that. Yeah, I guess it's multiple 6.
Yeah, it is a multiple 6 attack, for 4 damage.
I think I just
bunch.
always expected to only be multiple 4.
That's fair.
If anything, you're gonna have it as multiple 4.
Yep. I think 4 2s should exist more in the game, and I think they should be almost. I think they should be exactly at the power level of statistic ways. I think 5 2s, honestly, 5 difficulty attacks should be a thing of the past, and 5 diffs should just be more of like lead-in attacks as opposed to like follow-up attacks. But
So I was about to say though, I kind of disagree with that, and I think that the 4-2 should be saved for combo attacks.
really,
Yeah, I think you put the 4 difficulty on, so like it's a 2 check because it's a really really good card.
Yep.
So you have to make it a little bit difficult to play, like you can't have the only downside be that you check it because that's
ludicrous.
right. You have 4 chances to check it, and you check a million cards. Like the numbers are really low there. I think that if you make it a 5 diff, then there's a little bit more like fear in it, and then you also get to make it a little bit better too.
Yeah, so like with the 4 2, if it's your lead-in attack, and you check a 2, you still tap 2 the same way that if you was a 5 diff attack and you checked a 3, you still tap 2.
Sure.
And so like it still has that risk, but at the same time, if it's a 4 and you check a 3, it's still only commit 1.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
So like when we roll the dice on cards, like do you think that people should be rolling dice on the card that they check? Like if it checked itself, would it be okay? So like when I check a 2 on a missile launcher, it's awful. Like it feels real bad. I'll still kill you. Like you're still dead, but like it doesn't feel good as I do it. I don't get to like dance on your grave. I just get to like just kill you.
I'd say so, yeah.
And it really depends on like what's the point of Sadistic Ways. Sadistic Ways is one of those cool cards, and the reason I think it's a 2 is because it can be the kill card as well as the setup card. I can Sadistic Ways into Sadistic Ways, and then my Sadistic Ways is a combo attack because I'm having to play it right afterwards.
Right.
Sadistic Ways, I'll lose 2, lose the momentum, lose the multiple rating, and then stuff my 2, and then I play another Sadistic Ways because that's how the card's like was meant to be played.
Right.
And then I multiple it out, and then lose my 2, add another 2 in, play another one, multiple it like you want to see more than one of it in your hand. And so the 2 is what makes it risky.
Sure. Yeah.
You can fight me. It's okay.
No, I agree with
fight
that.
me. Fight me. Hurt me, daddy.
I think that 2 isn't always enough.
2 isn't always enough. That's fair.
Yeah.
Just because how many cards you check. I want to move on to Force Ball. This card, pound for pound, might be the best 4 diff attack that we've talked about so far. Maybe. Just because of like, man, I've died to Force Ball so many times. And it's really just Force Ball in Reptile and how his toolkit works with Force Ball. I hate seeing this card. If you're playing Force Ball, I just already hate you. Like almost as much as Nutcracker. The reveal top 3, add all mid attacks, and then discard the rest is very, very good. It's super, super good. Especially if you're like running a Tomahawk Man, or you're just running a bunch of mid attacks, and then after they're done blocking, it's a 4 diff, so you can play it as like, I don't know, your 3rd card, and then -2 speed, +2 damage. It's a 6 damage 4 diff that possibly drew you 3.
Yeah.
Like what happens when the top 3 cards, or what happens under some symbols if we can figure out how to stack these cards on top of our deck? Like it's grody. It's very, very gross if I can just throw things on top.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Do
you not think that takedown is good?
I think takedown is fine. I think takedown is a little too deck specific. I don't think takedown is played in like your average deck. I think takedown's only best in Scorpion, Nightmare, Donovan. I think that's it. I think, and maybe Goro, but at that point, like it's a too low for 8, and so I have to worry about this or missile launcher, right, under fire. Yeah. So like, why would I pick up this if I can pick up missile launcher? All this thing does is it mills foundations into my discard pile for Goro, or like, it's really, it's good in Whitzel. It's also good in Whitzel.
Yeah, because if you block all that back,
and then I'll play it again, and you better have another low block, or I'm gonna pick up another attack.
Sure. I think that makes it good enough. It's also Desperation 3 was pretty cool.
Desperation 3 is very good. The next one I want to talk about is Shin Ryukon.
Mm-hmm.
This is played in every good deck known to man. The fact that it's a reversal, gains 3 damage, deadlock stun 2. You add a card from discard bottom to the top of your deck. There's so many powerful interactions you can do with that.
I really love that card.
That card is very, very, very good. The next one I want to talk about is Allurophobia.
Yeah. We went back at a lot of Cowboy Bebop stuff.
Yeah, what?
We went by a lot of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, do you want to
stuff.
go back? We can go back.
We just went by a lot of it. Like, none of it I don't think is actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Asimov's kit are all 4 diffs, but the only good one is the draw card. 2 of Ed 9s are good, but like they're only good in that deck. Lights Out Bounty and Surprising Shower suck. Hammerhead Assault is only okay. ISS Pre-Grapple only does stuff in Jet.
Yeah.
Like, next one is just Allurophobia. It's just as an all-around card.
Yeah.
I think this card at one point should have been banned.
I agree.
I think this card is a casual killer. I think this card, if somebody does not know how to play around this card, can promote a bad experience.
Yeah.
In a competitive setting, I think it's totally fine.
I agree. I think it's been sort of moved down to the tier of like, oh shit, I didn't think you had that.
Why is that?
I don't know, because people know how to play against it now. Like it's.
Is it that, or are there more answers?
It's that there's more answers, and that if you see it, you're like, oh, okay, I know what is now going on. I know how I can now plan for it.
Urban Shower.
A very good card.
Urban Shower is nuts. Urban Shower is 6 damage. Urban Shower is another one of those. Like I think. What's his face? What's his dumb face?
Gil?
No. Nightmare. I think if Nightmare had access to a card like Urban Shower, he'd be significantly better. I want to talk about Memphis Assault and Syndicate Slice.
I do too.
I think these cards are exceptionally good. And under an all deck, you get to play both of them.
Yeah.
And it's just add cards to your hand for days. I think these are two very, very good all cards.
Yeah, I think Mayfa. I think it's just pretty all right.
You think Memphis is only all right?
Yeah,
Why?
because so like that card only has the all symbol. Or that card basically only has the all symbol.
Well,
like you get to play it in other decks like that have the other 2 symbols along with it, as long as they also have all.
Sure.
And that's why I think it makes it a little bit weaker.
I think this card in something like Gil is very good, and you can play it under order. I think Goro with this card under Earth is very, very good.
I agree.
I'll mill these 4. Oh, here's a missile launcher. I'll put it on top and then pick it up.
Yeah, I agree, but again, that just means that there's So like Syndicate Slice, I think you can play in any deck with those 3 symbols.
Except for Chaos. Look at our yesterday's episode. You can't play a Chaos deck.
But like with Mayfield's Assault, you automatically take a bunch of characters out of the equation if you want to play that card.
After that, we get out of the new age of UFS and we kind of get back to the old stuff. And I'm not positive there's like nothing really catching my eye of like this has to be in somebody's deck. You know?
So like
can you think of anything just off the top of your head?
I was gonna say Blanca's
Mill 2 or Stack 3.
Stack 3.
Rolling attack. Is that what it's called? Just rolling attack.
That card has surprised me. Like I think more than any card in Street Fighter, and how like versatile it actually gets to be in other decks.
Yeah.
Like I never really think of like I think Travis has done it more than anybody else I've seen is just put this card in a deck. And I'm like, why is this in the deck? This doesn't make any sense. Then like I see him using it. It's like, oh, like I actually get why you've put that in the deck.
Can you give me an example?
Like an as well.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm gonna stack these 3 cards on top of my deck so that now it gets plus 6 damage.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have thought of that right away. I've seen him do it in the past. I can't think of whatever specific deck it was. Like I've seen him use it. I've seen it be used, and it's like, or I'm gonna stack these attacks on top of your deck. Don't block it.
Yeah, I think using it. So it's really good to make them draw a little more dead, because like this is a really good poke attack. You look at 3 foundations as opposed to just discarding them. You're just like, oh, I'll stack those on top. It's fine. You're not killing me the next turn. There are 3 foundations on top. Even if you do block, which is fine, you're still going to draw 2 dead cards. That's what, a third of your hand?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Or on the kill turn, there's 2 attacks. We'll put those there.
Yeah. I just think it gives you a surprising amount of control.
I totally agree. All right, that's fair. Besides that, I could argue for like stretch kick as being super good.
Yeah. I think
double knee press is falling off the radar. That's not even a card anymore. Remember that card had?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised about
2/2.
that. I think Kin's Hadoken is still pretty all right. There's a free draw one.
I think Guardian Slasher is going to make a comeback in the next set.
I agree. Under Zamasil.
Yeah. We didn't hit the stopwatch. I don't know. Let's talk with Ben. We've got the throw package. Team sliding ankle breaker. But like there's nothing so unbelievable that it's just like coming to mind. I'm having to actually look at these cards. I had a strategy for the old ones. You know?
Yeah.
Curse Splat. That card's good. But like
it's at this point it's all cards that are just that are good and will always be good. And then
Flame Sword.
Like Flame Sword is about to get a lot better.
Yeah.
And we're gonna at this point, it's just gonna be cards that we're gonna see. Oh, like this is okay now.
Is there anything crazy that you think have just like fallen off the radar?
Tango Dive.
I just passed by Tango Dive as well, and it's what spawned the question.
Yeah,
like
that card was another card that we said needed to get banned.
Yeah, it totally was.
Yeah, like nothing really else.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything
MM copy.
else.
That card was really good at one point.
Yeah, because of the versatility of stun 2, powerful 2, breaker 2.
Yeah,
that card could end games or stop your opponent from ending the game. Magnet Slam, Dust Crusher, Pharaoh Shot was in a Nationals winning deck, one of the best cards. Search Snake, we haven't even talked about. There's a bunch of really good 4 diffs, and knowing what 4 diffs will make your deck good is, I think, an important part of your deck building process. And so the point of this topic, to get like a little existential, is like the point of this topic is to put these words in my new players' heads and be like, well, they give a brief description on why Nutcracker is good. Let me play test with it.
Well,
Obviously.
maybe something else.
What?
Maybe something else. Maybe not a really hard to get ultra rare.
I mean, even proxy it up. Like, just play test with it and see why it's powerful. We're just 2 knuckleheads. And so, yeah, we know what we're doing when we talk about this game, but the best thing that you can do, personally, as a new player, is play. Just play test. Listening to the podcast is good. It will certainly help you. But there's nothing beats putting your money, your cards where your mouth is. With that, I think we're going to move on to the next topic. Are there any last minute thoughts you have on 4 damage or 4 difficulty attacks?
No.
Just make sure that you find your ratios. Which is what we're
I
talking
think
about
it's
next.
definitely like a really important thing to think about. You definitely need 4 diffs so that you can continue playing on not committing foundations.
100%. We're moving on to topic 3.